Hi, this is Eric. In this video, I'm going to go over my 3-day kit. At least that's what I call it. And what I use this kit for is for weekend camping. People call it a bug out bag or 72 hour. It's not exactly a bug out bag because that's not what I have in mind when I made this. This is when I want to go camping over the weekend. But it serves two purposes. One is I want to be able to be comfortable for 2 or 3 days over the weekend, but also have what I need to survive indefinitely. Okay, if something should arise, or if I just want to stay longer, because that happens a lot. I'll go for a weekend and be like, I'm not going to go back. I'm just going to stay the rest of the week. But I only bring enough food and water for a couple of days. Everything else just has to come from what's around me. But that's usually not too bad. So with that in mind, it's comfortable camping for 3 days, and then after that, it's just whatever I can muster up. But this is my favorite pack. This is my go-to. And the very first thing I want to say is this is my little shoulder bag, and I have had this guy for probably 15 years. I think it may have cost me $10 when I first bought it. But it is time for a new pack. I've outgrown it physically, and I've just gotten more stuff, and I like to take more stuff with me. Really just to play with more things, traps and things like that. Things that I haven't really carried a lot before, but I'm starting to now. Just not so much because I need it, but because I want to mess with it and check it out. And that bag's just not cutting it anymore. Usually I would just take this bag and I would tie that blanket on, and then that's really all I need for 2 or 3 days. So out here, I don't have any of the extra food that I would bring. I'd throw in just your usual stuff, maybe an MRE, some power bars, some snacks. It really doesn't take a lot of food to survive for even comfortably for 2 or 3 days. So, and sometimes I take just some Bisquick and make pancakes, and that's what I live off of. Making pancakes in a cup, dollar pancakes. But anyway, so here we go. I'm going to try to make this fast because I don't want this video could turn into about 20 minutes, and we don't want that to happen. So I've taken some of the stuff out of the main compartment because I only have one hand, so I'm trying to do this, without sitting down the camera. So here we go. We're going to start over here. I've got my wool blanket. I've got my tarp. And like I said, I've emptied out the main compartment here. The only thing left is right here. I have an extra knife and lighter. I really, really love this knife. It is my favorite pocket knife. If I had to bring, just a little knife to shove in my pocket, this would be it. Because the saw is really good. It's got everything I need. It's got the awl, the saw, a blade, can opener, and that's it. So it's got everything I want and nothing that it doesn't. And it's really well made. You can tell when you open it, just the way it feels. So that's a good knife. It's a Victorinox. I can't remember the model. So anyway, and I wanted you to see where I had things kept because that's important to me, where things are. So over here, these are the things I need to get to most often, the things that are on the outside here, for the most part. So over here, I've got a little LED flashlight. I've got a nice smooth stone, sharpening stone. I don't know what it is, 3,000 or something like that. And here, this is sort of my, okay, now I need to be rescued kit. I've got the whistle. I've got the compass. On the inside of this, there's a mirror. And this is just one of those things that you buy at the store. It's not a big deal. It's really cheap. It's nothing to write home about. But what I did do that's a little bit different is I took some caution tape and rolled it up and put it in there. It's probably 8 or 10 feet of caution tape, right? And there's a little signal mirror right there. But what the caution tape, why I did that is because I want to have something to either wave around like a flag, or I can use pieces of it to leave a trail if I want somebody to find me. And then a candle, all the reasons you have a candle. Okay, so in here I've got mostly cover. I've got a poncho, I've got an emergency blanket, I've got a drum liner, I just bought this the other day. I thought it was cool. Uh, bug repellent. Uh, Not real manly, but why not? Okay, I just thought it was neat. And I've got a little bag in here. You see down in there, little white garbage bag, just a kitchen bag. That's just to cover my pack when it rains. I got some tent stakes. I just bought these the other day. I'm gonna see how well they work. Just the little aluminum ones. I'll probably just put them in by hand. So I try not to hit. I wouldn't hit these with a hammer. I don't know if they can hold up to that. Maybe they can, but they're thin enough where you ought to be able to do it by hand. So over here I've got a fire kit. Here's the one-handed problem, right? Ranger band on the outside. And so inside, I've got a lighter, and I've got a magnesium bar, and I've got lint, cotton, steel wool, all those. Let's see, I wanted to show you one thing. That Altoids tin is a new thing for me. What I've been using over the years is this. This is the way that I light a fire most often, right here. Right, it's my old school flint and steel. Right, so I've got my striker, I've got my flint, I've got my char cloth, and this is what I use to make the char cloth. This here, it's got the hole punched in it. This, I just keep this on top of it because I don't like it when things rattle in my pack. So, yeah, so that's what that's for. And, yeah, this is not what I like to carry as far as starting fires for survival and stuff. But when I start a fire, I use this because it's fun. That's the only reason. It's not better. It's not easier. It's not quicker. But it's more fun to start a fire with this guy than this guy, or this guy, or this guy, or any of that stuff. I like a handful of leaves and my char cloth with my flint and steel. And it helps you get good at it too. So, there's that. The knife I carry, K-bar. Everybody's seen a K-bar. I'm not going to sit here and argue whether or not it's good or bad, but I've bought this thing for 20 bucks. Probably 12 years ago, and I love it. The only thing that's happened over that amount of time is the hilt here has a little bit of wiggle, but I mean, it's holding edge great. It's worn really well. I just love the size of this knife, right? And I've cleaned deer with it. I've cleaned squirrels with it. So, it's a little big for squirrels, or at least a lot of people say, but I'd rather have a bigger tool than a smaller tool, and that's what you carry all this other stuff for. I'm not much into getting into, if you have one thing, what would it be? If you have one knife, if you have one this, one that, well, just bring two, right? So I know it's kind of a fun exercise to do things like that, but yeah, I have that knife, I have the small knife. And then I usually will carry something, like if I'm actually going hunting a lot, I'll carry this type of Skinner, or I've got a couple other things, but anyway. So there's an extra drum liner. Peanut butter, always carry a jar of peanut butter for me, and the fact that pretty much any animal, from a possum to a squirrel to a rabbit to a deer, will eat peanut butter. This is my first aid kit. Yeah, the kit bag here came from a little goofy store-bought kit, but I've got it decked out with just what I need. Gauze, I've got pills, I've got my prescription in there, I've got heartburn, so I wouldn't be very happy in the woods without those pills. I found this, I thought this was really awesome. Little one-use crazy glue packs, so because I like to use those for sealing up cuts and stuff. Aspirin, Benadryl, antidiarrheal, and antibiotic ointment. That's the main stuff I want. Some big gauze, because if I get a gash, I want to keep it clean. I want to stop the bleeding. That's what my first aid kit does. So before I get into that guy, here's my my cup. I've had it for a long time. As you can see, I haven't had this bottle very long. but I've gotten some use out of it. It was free. I couldn't tell you what kind of brand it is. I've got like 2 of them. They were painted at first, and I got rid of all the paint off of them. So just because I didn't want it to, when the first time I used it, first time I boiled in it, I didn't want it to stink. And I'm having trouble doing it one-handed. Again, I got the handkerchief in there mainly because I don't like things to rattle. But it's super strong. It's 32 ounces. And I like this cap where you can just drink straight out of it. But anyway, but it was free. I'm not paying $25 for a bottle. They give those things away all the time. So there you go. Now this is my baby here. A buddy of mine just gave me this bag. It's a Maxpedition. It's like a $25 bag. I'm not going to pay $25 for a bag, but he has a lot of goodies, so he gave me this. That's a lot of stuff. I'm going to try to go quick. Okay, so I've got paracord. I've got baggies there. Down here I have a compass. I've got baling wire. I've got twist ties, brads. I've got hemp rope, toothpaste, toothbrush. This is my fishing kit. It's got tape. It's got snare wire. It's made from a cigar case, which I really like. So I got 3 different kinds of tape. Got Gorilla, duct, and then this cloth tape. Probably 30 or 40 feet of snare wire there. And the whole fishing kit's in there. But I've got bobbers, plenty of line, lures, everything's in there. Over here, I got this 3-piece kit. I'm going to change that out for a spork at some point. A little salt and pepper. More snare wire. This is heavier duty. I got 3 different types of snare wire. I've got the real thin for small game, maybe squirrel. Then I got the thicker for larger stuff, which I haven't trapped much of the larger stuff other than like squirrels and rabbits and stuff. But so I'm going to try this larger stuff out. And then I made some really heavy duty stuff. There's 4 snares here that I made out of 16th inch cable. So again, I just did this not too long ago, so I'm going to try those out sometime. Back over here, coffee filters filtering water. I've got a handkerchief and lamp wick for more char cloth, extra batteries, birthday candles. And I got to mention these cases. They had beads in them, but I just think they're awesome little cases because you can put whatever you want in there. And you can hang them off something, or you can put them in these little deals like I got here. So like in this one, I've got some waterproof matches, which I never use, but they're fun. And 2 little sharpening stones. Another little fishing kit here, just because I do a lot of fishing, so I didn't want to like dig this out every time. It's just like, this is my ready to go. Just throw it on a thing and put it back in there kit. I've got tin foil over here. I've got a little bit of a razor, small razor blade there. And back in this, there's a zipper pouch back there. I've just got a thing of Kleenex to use for TPE out in the woods. I'm as manly as the next guy, but I want something to wipe my butt with. So, and leaves aren't going to cut it, when there's no water around. So anyway, there you go. That's my 3-day kit. And yeah, and maybe I'll redo this video when I get my new backpack. There's a gun show in about a month, so I'm sort of saving up for that because I don't want to spend more than $30 for this thing, for my new bag. And I've looked around. I know what I want. I know what I want it to do, but I can't find anything that's under 70 or $100 for what I really want. So we'll check out that gun show and see what they got there. So this is Eric's 3-day kit. I think we hit everything. Yeah, big needle for later. And I've got thread and all that stuff. Okay, I'm going to stop. This has gone on too long. Eric signing off.